The next group of transformations we're going to look at are reflections. And another term that we can use for reflections, one that I like, is a flip. A reflection is a flip. So let's see, here on this first one, I got y equals negative the absolute value of x. Well, we know that an absolute value function is going to have a V shape. And if this negative sitting out here is going to reflect it or flip it across the horizontal axis. And so, in fact, when we graph it, it is going to look more like that. It's just simply going to flip it over the x-axis. Now, what about this second one? I got y equals negative x. Well, this is a linear function. And in its parent form, if y was just equal to x, we would have a positive slope. And so it would just be a line. It'd look something like that. And this negative here is going to flip it. It's going to give it a negative slope. And so it's now going to flip and look like that. Now we're going to move to the calculator. We'll graph both the parent and the transformation in this case being a reflection or a flip, and we'll do this very quickly. Okay, we're over here on the calculator, and so let's graph our reflection of the parent function. Let me clear out y1 and y2 real quick. And in our first one, we had a reflection of the parent function of the absolute value of x. I'm going to graph the parent. Go to math, go to number, choose option 1, absolute, put in x. And then I'm going to graph this reflection, which is negative. Don't use the subtraction symbol, use the negative symbol. Negative, math, number, option 1, absolute of x. And let's go see what our graph looks like. Well, in the blue, there's my parent function, and the red is my transformation, my reflection. And you can see that it just flipped it, turned it upside down, flipped it across the x-axis. And so there we are. Let's do the second one, which was a linear function. And again, I want to clear out what I've got here. Clear. And the parent function would just be a linear function, an identity function of just x. And our transformation, our reflection, is negative x. And the blue is going to be my parent. There's a line with the positive slope. And we can see that we have reflected it. We have flipped it across. And we now have a negative slope as exhibited there in the red reflections. Next thing we're going to look at is dilations.